You Better Stand Your Watch podcast. Well, it's slowly creeped up on us, the holiday season. And now we're going to the end of the year of 2025. And towards the end and the beginning of the years is when mental health can play a very strong part of your life. So the holiday season, Thanksgiving just passed, and some countries doesn't even recognize that Thanksgiving, and the United States does. So I want to talk about the holiday season first before I get into the mental health part. So you get a basic understanding what the holiday season means to the various different countries. I didn't say culture, I said country. The holiday season is a period of time, often from late November to early January in the United States, that includes many religious and secular holidays like Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. It's characterized by traditions such as gift giving, family gathering, and festival decorations. The season has roots in religious celebration, but has evolved to a major culture and commercial event. There's nothing too much religious about the holiday season now in the United States. Thanksgiving or Christmas. There's more Thanksgiving, more football. I mean, you got to play the football. You got to eat the food. So sometimes they eat the food. Before they eat the food, they broke bread. They just say prayer. Now, when they break bread, they don't even say prayer. They just dove right into the food. Dinner's ready. Food is ready. Everybody jump right in. Boom. So it's not really focused like it was in the past on religion. The holiday season in Europe is celebrated with many traditions, most notably the Christmas period, which includes Advent, Christmas, and extended through Epiphany. This season is characterized by festive Christmas markets, elaborate light displays, traditional foods, and religious holiday. The holiday season in Latin America, Latin countries, includes religious traditions like Christmas Eve fests, 9-day pre-Christmas processions, and often with circular festivals like music, dancing, and piñatas. The holiday season in Asia is a diverse period that includes Western Christmas and New Year's, as well as major traditional festivals like the Japanese Shagasta. I know I beat that word up. Chinese New Year, Spring Festival, and the Korean Solal and Kusnak. That sounds more Russian and German than Korea. So I know I beat that word up too. The holiday season in the Middle East is defined by the major Islamic holidays Eid al-Fitr, celebrate after Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha, celebrate after Hajj pilgrims, along with the celebration of Nowruz, Iranian New Year, and various Christian holidays. The holiday season in Africa countries primarily features Christmas and New Year celebrations, which are often combined with the region's summer vacation. Celebrations vary from country, but commonly include church services, large family meals, music, gifts giving, with some unique traditions like outdoor barbecues in South Africa, or large gathering and feasting in rural Kenya. In countries with significant Christian populations, Christmas is a major celebration, while other regions may have different public holidays, such as Eid al-Mullah in Nigeria. No matter where you're located in this universe, I don't know why I had Star Wars in my mind when I said that. No matter where you're located and what region you're in, how you celebrate Christmas, how you celebrate Thanksgiving, how you celebrate the holiday season, there's going to be some sort of mental health involved. So we're going to talk about mental health during the holiday season. Signs of mental health issues during the holiday season includes persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, fatigue, changes in sleep or appetite, irritability. These could be symptoms of holiday blues or more serious condition like seasonal affective disorder, which is sad. SAD. Seasonal affective disorder. Look it up when you get a chance. It's real. It's not a joke. It's real. SAD. A form of depression. Other signs can include feelings of hopelessness, anxiety, and difficulty concentrating. We're talking about during the holiday season. The holiday season is 2 months in November, December. And also have holiday season, 3 months, November, December, and January, because you got the first part of January. And depending on what country, and you also have it into January, sometime into February. I think Chinese New Year's goes through February, I'm not sure. And then you have your other holidays. You got your Easter, Memorial Day, your other holidays that go within that country. Emotional and psychological signs of mental health or illness. Persistent sad, anxious, or empty mood. You just feel sad. And you feel sad to the point that some people just start crying for no reason. It's just sad. They can't get into the holiday spirit, the holiday season, for various reasons. The sadness just don't go away. It's just there, continuous, persistent sadness. Anxious or empty. You feel anxious, I got to do something, I must do something, but you feel empty in the process. No motivation, no desire. You just feel empty to go anywhere. Those are the moods that you have. A persistent, sad, anxious, or empty mood is a key emotional sign of a mood disorder like depression. Some of the early signs, symptoms. Is a symptom be a little bit different during the holiday season than the actual depression signs coming forward. Because you're not really looking for them during the holiday season. From some people, the person that's seen the happiest, joyfulest, outgoing, could be the person that's going through this depression behind closed doors. They said those you think are not going through are really the ones that are. So it's good to just communicate with that loved one, with that person, because anyone can, what I call, throw forth a front, be an imposter, be an actor or an actress. Number one, they don't want anyone to know what they're going through. Number two, some people feel I don't want anyone to know my business. Number three, they don't want someone to feel sorry for them. And number four, they just don't know what they want. This feeling is different from typical sadness, as it is long-lasting and can interfere with daily life, interests, and relationships. Other signs include feelings of hopelessness, guilt. You feel hopelessly, hopeless. It's hopeless. Worry me. Guilt. Especially if you lost a loved one. Why am I here, that person not? Or you feel guilt when you know you're getting attention or gifts during the holiday season, but you don't have the funds to contribute back to the other person. Or you feel guilty because you feel that your kids can't get what you know they're capable of getting. Or you feel guilty because of others. So sometimes I feel guilty during the holiday season when I see a veteran less, or a military veteran that went through pretty much similar to what I did, probably went through a little bit more, but especially a war veteran, as I am myself, and you see another one, and you in a little bit better shape than that individual mentally, yeah, you feel guilt. Loss of interest, no desire to do anything, as I mentioned before. Fatigue, you sleep a lot, you're tired. It's not that you're tired and you're sleeping from long days of work or not sleeping throughout the week. No, you just feel fatigued and you don't want to do anything. You just want to just sit around. You might not even go to sleep. You're just tired all the time. You just want to lay down. You just lay down, not going to sleep, but just lay down. And the thing that really catches an individual with the fatigue part, and something I don't even know they going through the fatigue part, is when you have that TV set in your bedroom, or you have a let-out couch, or your couch is pretty big and you have a TV in your living room. You just lay down and you say, I'm gonna watch TV laying down. Well, you might be going through the stages of depression, not even know it. You might be fatigued and doing it. Oh, I'm so tired, I'm gonna lay down. Oh, I'm finna rest my feet. Oh, I'm gonna rest my eyes. And that's every day, and every day. You're tired, fatigued. And changes in sleep or appetite. I mean, your sleep is irregular and you don't have an appetite. No desire to eat. It's not that when you work out and your sleep, sometimes your sleep pattern changes and your stomach gets small. Sometimes your stomach gets small. You don't eat as much as you used to eat because of the working out part. This is not that. It's changes in your sleep or your appetite. Next, feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, or guilt are common emotional and psychological signs of depression. These feelings can persist for extended periods, be disappropriated to events, and interfere with daily life. Unlike normal sadness, which often comes in waves, depression is characterized by a persistent low mood and may include anhedonia, which is loss of pressure, fatigue, and suicidal thoughts. When you get to this point, I'm going to say it now. You probably hear me say it throughout this podcast. It's time to seek professional help. At this stage, dealing with any type of depression, you can't do that on your own. If you could, you wouldn't went into depression. You need to seek some sort of assistance. Talking with a friend or a family member or things of that nature, it might relieve some of what you're going through as far as thinking about over a period of time, but it doesn't solve the depression. You need to seek professional help, especially when you start getting suicidal thoughts. They can or cannot go away, depending on the severity of the depression. Next, loss of interest or pleasure in once enjoyed activities. You no longer have that interest in it. The activity doesn't give you pleasure anymore. It's a psychological and emotional sign known as anhedonia, which is loss of pleasure, which can be a symptom of mental health conditions like depression. It manifests as a persistent feeling of disconnection from hobbies, social interests, or even work, leading to a lack of joy and motivation that differs from temporary boredom. While it can be caused by factors like stress or grief, ongoing anhedonia that lasts for 2 weeks or more and includes other symptoms may indicate a more serious mental health issue. Now you're getting other symptoms involved with that's connect to those symptoms. And some individuals know when it's not right. Some individual knows when the mental part is weighing heavy on them. Some knows. But they still won't go seek help. They figured it'll pass. No, go talk to a behavioral therapist or a psychiatrist. Even if it's nothing serious, at least you know you sought that professional help. What we think may not be serious might be serious. What we think may be serious may not be serious. The only way to find out is to go. Especially when other symptoms start connecting to that symptom of depression. It's time to seek help. Next, increased irritability or frustration can be a symptom of various issues, including stress, poor sleep, and hormonal changes, as well as underlying mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, PTSD, and bipolar disorder. All three of those, it's 4 of them. Depression is one, but anxiety, PTSD, and bipolar disorder, all of them have depression connect to it. Actually, depression and anxiety connected to it. So now you're going from the symptoms, you're going more into follow over into other symptoms, other areas. So you got symptoms, depression, anxiety, and now you got PTSD. You got symptoms of depression, anxiety, and now you got bipolar disorders. And when you get PTSD and bipolar disorder, they don't go away just like that. It takes time for you to deal with those. I'm not going to say illnesses. To deal with those, I'm just going to call them what they are, PTSD and bipolar disorder. Because I have PTSD and I don't consider it to be an illness. And when someone says it's an illness, I get a little bit irritable with that because sometimes with PTSD you bounce back and forth, and it depends on the season. So, for example, say it's a Navy sailor, and it's a holiday season, and you're involved in issues abroad in the waters, and the ship was ordered to go out to sea during the holiday season. Well, you're not at home if you have wife and kids, even your extended family. You want to be around family for the holidays. Well, you won't see them. If you're out at sea, the only thing you're seeing is the ocean. And at nighttime, all you see is the darkness. So that can give you PTSD right there. You get depressed and you have anxiety, and you out there getting ready to perform a life-threatening mission. Or you could just be patrolling the seas. Who knows? But you're not mentally all there. Which means you're not focused. I'm saying you're crazy. I'm saying you're not focused. And because you're not focused, sometimes things can happen. Accidents and things of that nature can happen. You're not focused. I'm not going to say you're not focused to the point where you walk off the side of a ship. You know if you're walking off the side of the ship or not. But you're not focused. Next, feeling overwhelmed or on edge can be signs of emotional and psychological stress, including irritability, anxiety, difficulty concentrating, trouble sleeping, and feeling on edge or restless. Other signs include mood swings, feelings of sadness or despair, and withdrawing from social activities. These symptoms can sometimes point to an anxiety disorder and may be accompanied by physical symptoms like headaches or stomach problems. I didn't say stomach pain. That's the stomach problems. And sometimes headaches can be misinterpreted as migraines or chronic headaches, when those headaches sometimes are symptoms connected to anxiety and depression. And stomach problems, it could be a number of things involved with stomach problems. So you're having those sort of issues, you need to go seek medical attention. And that you can go to the emergency room. Nothing wrong with that. But if you go to the emergency room, make sure you follow up by going to see your primary doctor. Because the emergency room might not even gather the symptoms of depression or anxiety because they're not there to treat that at the emergency room. So if you go to the emergency room, I advise you to follow up with your primary doctor. Then that primary doctor can determine if you need to go further with the depression, if it's depression or anxiety, and then they can recommend you to a behavioral therapist or a psychiatrist. But follow up with your primary. Next, difficulty concentrating or making decisions. It can be symptoms of various conditions, including stress, depression, and anxiety. You know, I keep talking about depression and anxiety because those two biggest issues of mental health during the holiday season. And those two issues end up stretching or spanning out into other mental illness. It can also be caused by other factors like sleep deprivation, decision fatigue. Yes, you get fatigued making decisions all the time. That's why with married couples, I encourage both parties to work together so that you're making decisions together. So one person not getting stressed out trying to make decisions. As simple as say 5 days a week, 5 days in a 7-day week. And those 5 days, you and your spouse decide to eat at home and not eat out. Try to cook. Each day that spouse asks you, what do you want to eat? Well, I don't know. You pick. What they try to pick, they got to pick what you want and what they want. They may not want what you want, but they might get what you want just to satisfy you because you said pick. Or they might get what they want, and then you're unhappy from what they got because you don't want what they got. But you didn't make that decision. So you're getting stressed out, especially during holiday season. That credit card stretches you out real quick. So you're trying to budget the money in your bank account. You see what's going on with that? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Both spouses, male and female, the husband and wife. Then after the holiday season, you both get those credit cards. You're like, wait a minute, how did I miss that? Because you're not going to see that credit card bill right away. All that accumulating. And when you get that statement from the credit company, it's always 1 month behind. So you probably got that statement and said, oh, we good, no problem. And then the day you got the statement might be December 16th, but the date on that statement says statement date ended November 30th. So the days from the 31st to the 16th, you don't even know about the spending. But then you find out later when them cards get maxed up and then the bills start coming. And then it hit that credit report. You're going to buy something on credit. You wait a minute. They say, oh, we took 100 points from you because it wasn't at 30% uses. The card should be 30% uses. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Then you get below 30%, they give you a point. Woo! Only in America. It can also be caused by other factors like sleep deprivation, decision fatigue, or executive dysfunctions from conditions like ADHD. If these difficulties are persistent, it may be helpful to speak to a healthcare professional to determine the underlying cause and appropriate treatment options. That's right, options. It could be medication. It could be just need to work out. I'm a diabetic, type 2 diabetic. And I learned over the years that if my numbers get too high, that I need to do some cardio to make sure that my system is flowing to get those numbers down, and also cut back on carbohydrates. So now I'm looking at everything. How many carbohydrates is in this? How many carbohydrates in this? How many carbohydrates in this? How much glucose is this? Because that glucose turns to sugar. How much is this? How much is that? So I'm monitoring everything, but none of that means nothing if I don't have that activities going on behind it. So I remember one time I went in and my AC1 was at 13. They said, we're going to put you on insulin. I said, you're a damn lie. No, you're not. I said, I'll be like a drug addict and get hooked on that. No, my body ain't going through that. I said, I can bring it down. They said, we used to give you 3 months to bring it down. We're going to give you 2. So in 2 months, if it's not down, we're going to put you on insulin. Then the doctor said, we don't want to put you on insulin because we know you ain't getting that down in 2 months. I came back in 2 months, and my AC1 was at 7.1. They would check my body to see if I had insulin in it. No, the actual insulin that's in my body is what was in my body. I didn't put no medication in my body. I said, what did you do? I told them, I said, I learned that I have my weights one day, I have my cardio the next day, and I do that, alternate those days, the 7 days a week. And I put anywhere between 2 to 4 hours into those workouts. Yeah, I'm losing weight, and you can tell when I lose the weight, but I need to get them love handles off anyway. But I devote myself into that workout to get those numbers down. So that's what you need to do if you feel that depression or anxiety coming on. Dedicate yourself, devote yourself into seeking help so you can get that happiness back. You get that joy back through the holiday season. And it's not like it used to be when you didn't have the anxiety or depression. But you're not going to get all them days of the feeling all that back, but you want to get close. At least you don't want to have stress and depression. You can go to the Christmas, sing a Christmas carol, go to the plays, go out to ice skating, those things. Go build a snowman. I don't think it's going to turn out to be Frosty, because Frosty, those days are gone. But you can do the outdoor things for the holiday. Next, intrusive thoughts or thoughts of self-harm or suicide. If these occur, seek immediate attention. Don't prolong it. You have to take care of yourself, not just for the holiday season, but for the longevity. The last 3 holidays of the year is done at the end of the year. So now you're looking at going into the beginning of the next year. And that's a totally different beast. I probably end up talking about New Year's resolutions in the next 2 or 3 podcasts. Next podcast, I'm still going to stay on the topic of mental health during the holiday season because you're still in December. It's still holiday season. But I want you guys to start taking care of yourself. If you take care of yourself and make these resolutions in December and start fulfilling or taking steps to fulfill these resolutions in December, come January, you already be in stride and you're not starting from scratch. I remember every year people make New Year's resolutions, and the most common one that they make is, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be in the gym and lose weight. So the first months to January and probably the first week in February, the first 6 weeks, the gym is packed. I mean, it's packed to the part that it frustrates the hell out of me. I mean, one time I was in there lifting weights. This is me and my son, and we had 380 on the bench press, and we went away to work on shoulders and came back. And we came back, this guy took the bench from us, and we should have put a towel or something down to make sure we still had the bench, but we didn't. But he saw the weights on the bar, so that should have told him that someone is still working on that. We came back, that guy had 30 pounds on the bar. I said, well, goddamn, the bar itself is 45. He's sitting there sweating. He's going, oh. So my son looked at him and said, man, go to the bathroom. You're going to make all that noise. Mean, wasn't good. But that's a fact. You got to do it. All those type of individuals doing resolution. Now, I'm going to talk about resolution. We'll do a resolution later. All right, you guys, you have a good holiday. Be safe. I know you got the Christmas parties coming. You got New Year's Eve parties. I do another podcast for New Year's. And I want you to always be aware of your surroundings. And be careful with Ubers. And make sure that you spend time with your loved one, with your spouse, and with your, immediate family and extended family. Whether via teleconference or cell phone, FaceTime, or just a phone call or however, but make sure you connect and let them, your family, know that you love them and you appreciate them through the holiday season, because you might have some family members that don't get that interaction or preoccupied to the point where they can't be engaged with activities with the family like they want to this time of the year. Some people work and they just can't get away, depending on their type of job. So don't forget about them. So you don't make it about yourself, because the holiday season is for others, not for you. And if you don't get the gift that you want, don't cry like a baby. You know, it's not for you, it's for others. Happy holidays to you. Subscribe to me. Thank you. And goodbye.